So this is our safe donor area, okay, mapped very, very well. And why do we have to map donor area? To avoid overharvesting. Overharvesting is the biggest challenge when it comes to African people. So mapping the donor area will help us to know how many hairs to take per square centimeter. And in that way, we'll avoid overharvesting. Overharvesting should not, it's a crime when it comes to hair transplant, okay? So we've mapped this donor area very, very well. And we're going to harvest 1,850 grafts. And as I said earlier, 1,850 grafts should be able to give us the hair that we actually need. So from 1,850 grafts, we're going to harvest 200 quadruple hair. And these 200 will give us about 800 hairs. Then we're going again to harvest 800 triple grafts. So this 800 triple grafts will give us about 2,400 hairs. Then we go in and again harvest 500 double grafts. So this 500 double grafts will give us about 1,000 hairs. Then we go in and harvest 350 grafts. These 350 grafts, single grafts, will give us 350 hairs. But then again, to achieve naturality of these hairs, we are going in to harvest pretty much on the sides again because they're softer. So they give us very, very tiny single grafts to put on the hairline. So on the sides and on the sides and on these sides, we're going to remove, there are softer hair. So if you put them on the hairline should look natural. And getting the softer hairs will give us the best of natural looking hairline. As we mentioned earlier, with proper angulation and the best of directionality, we're going to have the best of the result. And it's not about the number of grafts. We are talking about 1,850 grafts, and we've talked about the hairs as well. So to just put something also which is a very, very defining and something which also people have been talking about, I want this number of grafts, I want 3,000 grafts, I want 4,000 grafts, but what are in those number of grafts that you need? So it has to go on to identifying the number of hairs that you have, because that is what actually will determine the number of grafts that you should have. So it has to be divided per square centimeter. You count those hairs per square centimeter, and those hairs what going to give you the number of grafts, and from those number of grafts is what you're going to use to get the right number of grafts that you should be able to have per square centimeter. So it's not about, I want 4,000 grafts, I want 5,000 grafts. No. Everybody is individualized to the number of grafts that you should be able to have per square centimeter.